Alright, the next deck we're playing, another Yasuo-based control deck. This deck, unlike the one we just played, is not going quite as all-in with the sort of stun sub-theme as the Noxian, Ionia build that we were in. Yasuo is in this deck just as a solid 4-drop. 4 mana, 4/4 quick attack's not bad. And if we can get some extra value out of the stuns in the mid to late game off of like the Leona triggering multiple times, or the concussive palms, which are just a solid card to have even in Yasuo decks, then all the better. But at its core, this is a Daybreak control deck. We have the typical Daybreak package here and all the Solari Soldiers, Shield Bearers, Priestess, and of course Leona and Raven at the top end here. Our finisher, or like our big top end here, we got things like Infinite Mind Splitter, just again a solid card outside of, a Yasuo deck, but because it does stun and lock our opponent's board out, yes, it might not be valuable for Yasuo dealing damage to them, but it does mean they can, kind of like the Minotaur we saw in the previous archetype. This is just a sustained way to continually stun things turn after turn, so you can rapidly level Yasuo. Mina Swiftfoot, or Mina Swiftfoot at the top end. Good finisher, clear out their biggest threats, push in for a potentially lethal attack or force them to make bad trades, and can also just happen to level Yasuo because he actually cares about recalling units as well, which she does. But yeah, then just the rest of the deck, we got some things like Zenith Blade to help make our big things able to push through damage. Sunburst, I'm not 100% certain about these. I felt like I wanted to try these out. But just a solid removal spell. A little bit expensive, but like I said, we're going to try it out. Also helps us level our Leonas with the Daybreak here. A couple denies, of course, to help us get under, control decks, primarily control decks like Feel the Rush or any other like Shadow Isles control decks that are running things like the Ruination or even Vengeance. We're trying a couple Paddle Stars in here as well. Being a control deck, we're obviously going to be on the defensive a lot of the time. So even when we're not stunning things and then wanting to deal damage to them with like our Leona effects, it still lets us target things that have attacked. And dealing 4 damage to something that has attacked, whether it be like, I don't know, like all the various aggressive threats you want to take off the table, Dravens and Lucians and Kalistas and all that stuff. It's just nice for killing those on curve. Obviously, we have to take a hit from it, but we are running various effects that heal, such as the Tasty Feyfolk here. We got 1 Spirit's Refuge to help protect one of our key units, while also maybe gaining back some life as well. So yeah. Just another way to play Yasuo, and we're going to give it a shot, because my boy Yasuo, he needs a chance. He needs a chance, chat. He needs his chance to shine. Yasuo is one of that cards that just like always feels like, in the overall metagame, he just kind of feels lackluster, but damn if he isn't fun when he actually works. Alright, first matchup looks like a Spider Burn. Deck. See if we can stop our opponents from spidering and burning us. Pretty much. I like the Mountain Goat on 2 because it can block their fearsome units. Solari Soldier on 1 is nice, especially because we're attacking on evens here. So this can block one of their fearsome spiders that they like to play on the first turn, like a precious pet. No plays there. Do I save this for a future round, or do I just play it out? I think I'm just supposed to play it out. With this Leona here, we could potentially have a turn 4 level Leona, and I think that's valuable.
And fear the heretics.
I'm gonna go ahead and play the goat because I'd rather, because this is essentially just a 3-2 the next by the end of this round anyway. And I don't care that much about pushing damage, using its defense as a means of like disincentivizing our opponents from attacking. So I'd rather just play this on our next turn as a 3/6 blocker, depending on what they play. That's also tempting, but let's see what they do. probably not going to attack now into that. They probably weren't likely to attack anyway, so maybe I'm just supposed to play the Fey Folk. Guess we'll see what they do. They're just getting some value here, ensuring that they get the Nightfall trigger. Could be anything. One of the best hits they could get off of that is a Doom Beast. Really, they're just shipping it in. Okay, I guess we'll block like so. I don't agree with this attack from our opponent. I think this is a little overly aggressive. I think we'll go ahead and play the Yasuo here, because Leona will come down the next turn and stun something. Do I care about getting in a hit for 6 first? I don't think so. We could end up finding ourselves in a position where attacking with all of these is even better. So I like the potential. Yeah, like, see, I don't mind if they want to throw Elise away into one of these 3s. So we actually get a bigger attack in here by waiting. And we're not the aggressors in this matchup anyway, so even if we, you know, lay down the Yasuo and end up getting in for 4 instead of the 6 we could have gotten in, I don't think it's a big deal. Could be right to gem this proactively, because they might want to play something like the Skittering Bastard, I don't know what it's called, and I still want to be able to block a Fearsome unit after like a play like that, so I think I'm actually going to do this proactively. I probably should have done this before attacking, because they might have wanted to Vile Feast, or they showed us Unspeakable Horror. They could have done that in response, which would have been bad for us. That's a pretty excellent draw, actually. So depending on what our opponent does here, if they do play the Skittering Gentleman, I'm just gonna call it. That's probably gonna be their follow-up play, huh? So what do we want to do here? Just pass? They don't have good attacks right now. I think we actually pass and see what they do. Because even if they want to pass back to us, we don't lose that much. Okay, this isn't bad because now Leona comes down and this dies, because this is technically the strongest enemy on the field right now. So Yasuo just kills this with this trigger.
Glorious light rains down.
See, this is why these two play nice together, which is kind of satisfying. Leona looking to level next turn, which means all of our Daybreak effects just stun each and every turn, which is nice. Okay. I see you, opponent. They're obviously not going to attack here. They're just going to pass to level up Elise.
Smooth as silk.
So I think we'll just go ahead and attack in here. They're forced to chump block at least one of our guys because we're actually doing a lethal attack here. Fine with that. Let's see. I could save it, but I don't think it's worth it. We still haven't played our first card for the round, so we probably want to, like, Solari Priestess into... We might even Concussive Bomb. Oh, okay. Well...
The few for the many.
Now it just dies. From Yasuo. Yeah, probably Meteor Shower. Golden Sister. We could Falling Comet. No, they don't have Dravens. They could have Captain Pharaon in their deck though, and Falling Comet's appealing, and for that reason,
Sunlight
I think
guided
we have enough
already.
life gain in the sense that.
I am the bulwark
Alright, she needed to
against
level
darkness.
first, so never mind. Their Elise is fine. But I think it's still worth
Warning.
Concussive Palm,
Reporting for duty.
killing it.
For the glory of Noxus.
Notably, this is not a Pharaon turn for them, so I think we're probably gonna play this Shield Bearer, depending on what they do, and then play a Tasty Fey Folk, and then swing.
Clad in shining sunlight. Glorious light rains down. For the Empire.
I taste purple. Yay.
Ship it.
Purpose.
They have to block one of these two because this is lethal, and this guy's way down here,
Your path
so they
ends
can't
here.
actually block. Well, they could do something like
Routes closed.
Noxian Fervor, which actually gains them, or takes away 4 life gain from us, which is actually pretty good.
Soul Invictus.
Yeah, I think our opponent lost that game when they made that bad
Daylight is
attack.
unrelenting,
Turn
but not
turn
eternal.
4 or whatever that was. There was no reason for them to get that aggressive, especially because they ended up leveling Elise at some point in that game, and they could have used the chump blockers to, or sorry, they could have used the cheap spiders to challenge some of our bigger units out of the way and force some awkward blocks or trades on our part. Yeah. But that's a tough matchup for them anyway. Like, our curve was good. Like, all those Daybreak, like, early Daybreak cards into a, Leona / Yasuo. It's tough for them to deal with. You need a really good start into burn effects. And then, even then, hope that we don't have healing. Which we are running, but it's troop-based, so it's not as good as, like, a star shaping necessarily. This is going to be another one of those games where we connect and then immediately our opponent concedes because of a bad connection, whatever that issue is. Doesn't look like it. Maybe? Nope. Yep. That's exactly what happened. That's fine. I don't know that I want to fight a Fiora deck anyway. If I'm being perfectly honest. I'm on holidays. I don't want to deal with Fiora. Come on. Nah, that would have been interesting to see how that matchup plays out. I couldn't tell you how it goes, to be honest. We have things like Deny to deal with, like Hail Mary, concerted strikes, or single combats that like win her the game, I suppose. And then there's, we have various stun effects to slow her down too. Hush is probably actually great in this matchup. Sorry guys, I don't know why I'm probably want a Leona in hand. Tasty Fey Folk, iffy. Looking for a more early game if we can help it. Yeah, like that and that. Paddle Stars should be pretty good against the Lucian here. Do I play the Solari Soldier for 1? Probably.
Ours is the one true light.
Get in for like an. And now I just want to play this. Let's attack and then see what our opponent does. The potential for getting a little bit more... okay, let's just end the round, I think. Bank the spell mana. Playing Plaza. I'm gonna pass the start, see what they do.
Devotion to battle.
She's a 5-drop.
Yeah, I'm up.
Maybe I actually sunburst that. They just probably... They probably use thingy in response. I'm assuming they have a second one of these. This could be... Hush could be good here to stop
There's a chill in the air.
something nasty, but...
The dawn has arrived.
Carry her light across the mountain.
We can actually kill the Lucian here with the Paddle Star, but depending on what their follow-up is, I guess they're not going to play another Grizzled Ranger, because I wouldn't mind hushing
The sun's splendor
this one.
revealed.
But I think this is a... I think we got a Paddle Lucian's bottom over here.
I've always got your back.
Well,
Don't
that
worry
makes
about
that
me.
less appealing. That makes that prospect a lot less appealing. Now what? I guess we have a Sunburst to kill her, but...
I suppose. The guilty will bend.
This could be wrong.
Too damn soon.
Too damn soon. I think we just take the hit for 5 here. Alright, she's got... Why did I forget that she had Challenger? Doesn't matter, we have a second Leona, so... Not a big deal. I feel like I want a Leona, Paddle Star, and then Sunburst the Lucian or something like that.
First light illuminates
The next
the
turn. Depends though, because he could play out a bunch of stuff here, which could be scary.
My shield is yours.
It's not the one we're killing. Like I said, this could be wrong, but I'll try. I mean, there's a reason why this curve is so nasty.
Pay for this! I'll bring them peace.
Hey, at least we got to see some cool animations. I guess they could be rallying this turn, and that's why they did this, so that makes this extra wrong, but... No rally, wow. Lucky us. And they didn't play out a whole bunch of stuff. Deal. Watch them just have a second Lucian. Totally a possibility. And a second Lucian would be worse because They just eat our Leona then. So I'm assuming they're debating whether or not to
Behold the divine power of the sun.
use Glimpse on this. But if they don't have another Lucian in hand, I feel like you try to draw it there. I don't know. Him letting that die,
Seal is yours.
I think, is a bad sign for us. I think I'm just gonna pass.
We each died and found home.
I guess they could, like, Ruination, but... Back up Leona with, like, another Yasuo in hand feels kind of nice.
I've got your back. My faith protects me.
So now Yasuo is going to level up, which is nice. Maybe I'm needlessly worrying about Ruination. I don't know. It's a build with Rekindler, so they're looking to be a little bit more grindy and go long. So I wouldn't be surprised if Ruination's in their deck. I wouldn't put it past our opponent.
Protect and strike.
Free block,
Not sway me.
more or less. Just gonna keep passing. That's a hush. What are you going up to? You'll be a 5/5.
Scorching light.
I have a second thoughts about attacking with her actually, so.
No closer.
Yeah. That was one of my fears. I think I'm supposed to hush this because Black Spear is a card they could be reasonably running. Or is that overly aggressive? If they get that turn, what do I do? I guess I play, if they Black Spear me, I suppose I can play a Yasuo and then Morning Light in response to them trying to do something with these two.
Strike while the planets align.
I will follow this path until the end.
They don't have Ruination mana up anymore, so I'm gonna do
Its
this.
only purpose to fall.
Because they, even though they could have Vengeance, this is the better Vengeance target anyway. So... So now the question is, do I want to Steel Tempest to protect this, Oh, they're going for Yasuo. Okay. Oof. Opponent. Yeah.
One step closer to redemption.
Yeah, their draw wasn't great, I suppose. Not against our Hush hand, it would seem. I guess what they were trying to do there is they wanted Valor to survive so they could eat two things. They're going to eat the Yasuo and then trade with the Mind Splitter, which yeah, would have been a very good play. But we had multiple answers. Okay, probably yet another Plaza deck. We're on the attack. Don't think I like this. Concussive Bomb's probably fine. I think I like Mountain Goat. Do I like the Solari Soldier on one, or am I looking for something else? I think I'm looking for something else. What it is, I don't know, but I'm looking for something else. That's all I can say. Okay, that's pretty good. We can find, like, Falling Comet to take care of a big threat. Or Fallen Comet can actually kill their plazas as well, since it does target landmarks. So that's nice. It's gonna be a turn off, obviously, because they're gonna get at least one trigger with it. That's not necessarily true. I guess we can stun the first thing they play with this Leona here. They play multiple things. It's kind of scary. Okay, they have multiple things. They have the multiple things, and they're scout things too. So I guess it's the Leona then.
The dawn has arrived. With its light, the Solari light night us down.
Something to keep us moving.
Sure. Okay.
Finally, some action.
It doesn't matter. I'm assuming both 2/3s are hooking. Oh, I see.
Have faith.
So I could Paddle Star that just to like save us some life. I don't know if it's worth it. Yeah, I don't know if it's worth it. Saves us 2 points of damage. Is it worth it? Probably not.
I'll show the hunters. Cargo. Raise your weapon, Sunwood.
Fortune favors the bold. The ocean is no place for the weak.
This feels like a losing proposition either way, right? We're spending 6 mana to take care, like, to not even really deal with their threats. But so that's all we got going for us right now, unfortunately. So we'll see if they open attacks here. I assume they will.
Soldiers, to me!
It's a Cythera. Well, in that case, we just do this. Can't let her attack. So this is hooking this, I assume, because with the Misfortune trigger, it kills Leona. that's a really nice hit that our opponent got there. I'll just take the hit then. And now the question, what do we play? Battlestar is not really that appealing. I guess it's appealing to kill the Misfortune after the fact. We're taking a lot of damage though in the meantime. So these are trading. I could trade this and this. And then we don't have anything to block the Misfortune. So I think we need, well, this can block the Misfortune, I suppose. I think I just want to play. There's a good chance they don't swing with Misfortune this round anyway, so I think I just will play another blocker. Shh! Our opponent doesn't know. Okay, so our opponent didn't realize they could have killed our Leona there. I feel like I want to block anyway. That'll reveal that they have that as an option, but I still think I want to block here. I guess there's no reason to. Well, this then trades, which is not as ideal.
I will protect you.
Where are you at, Leona? There's still a couple. Leona number 2. That would be really nice if we had that gentleman. I will call him the gentleman. Yeah, it doesn't do a whole lot. Because I could like swing with Leona. Let's say I gem and swing with Leona. That thing blocks. That's awful. Even if we somehow make him block with Cythera, we'd have to stun and then Battlestar, which is not going to happen. So I guess we just do this to level Leona.
Behold the divine power of the sun!
And put a blocker down, because this is going to be, like, we're going to have a bunch of 3-2 blockers.
Show them what we're made.
Nothing we can do about that. Give ally Daybreak, yeah. They got a lot of things. I think we do this.
A shield for allies, a sword for enemies.
Do I actually swing here and just let one of the Cytheras die? Or trade? That's probably good for me overall, isn't it?
To me. Fall by my sword.
Sun sets.
Like, we have a second Leona in hand. That's probably not that bad, right? That's an excellent draw.
This is our way.
Their deck doesn't have traditional reach, so I think I just take this hit.
Love ya.
So now Cythera can attack, which is huge. And we can still hold up Spirit's Refuge. I guess Misfortune's getting to attack again, though, huh? I think this is worth trying. We'll have another blocker. And we can lifesteal. I think that hit our Leona, unfortunately. Yeah, it did.
Glorious light rains down.
Always forward.
That's Captain Fortune.
We're actually not dead somehow. But I think we throw this guy under the bus to gain 2. Is that what we're doing? Doesn't matter, like, we can block here and, like, we're not going to trade with their stuff. Yeah, because then another... this kills us the following turn. So I think we have to do this. Okay. Alright, so I guess we're all in on this infinite mind splitter, which is still not great because, like, Misfortune is still triggering. Anyway, in fact, we probably want to make them we have to do like this, I guess. Oh, okay. I'm assuming they have a rally, so we're just dead.
Heart and sword for Demacia.
Something to keep us moving.
Time for violence.
You cannot sway me.
Oh, I should have just surrendered. I gotta watch this ridiculous animation.
Hello, day.
Close one. I don't know why they have a Make It Rain in their deck, but if that Make It Rain missed our Leona that round, that probably would have been GG for them because we would have gotten to heal a lot more. And we would have just had a Leona in play. Like, I mean, still, we would have had a big blocker, could have healed more. So, yeah. Well, Mina, you're coming down a little late. Concussive probably fine. Kind of want to Hush because it's pretty good against Zoe and Zed. We need early blockers to make it really work. Like, a turn 1 Zoe is just going to be a pain. Unless we get the 1-drop. I don't know if it's worth aggressively fishing for it, though. Maybe. I don't know. We can draw our 2s. We have plenty of time to draw more of our relevant 4-drops anyway, I suppose.
Reality is just your mind crumbling under what it doesn't understand, silly!
They always have Zoe on 1. That's just the rule of the game.
Quietly.
I mean, this doesn't really do anything then. So... do I just bank the spell mana? I guess so.
Let's do it over there!
We kind of want to save this for a Zed turn. This kind of sucks though too, because now like Tasty Feyfolk trades into it, which is annoying. I don't think I want to risk not getting to spend my mana. So let's just do this.
I am the blade in the darkness.
There's the Zed we were worried about. So now the question is, do we block the Zed or do we block the Zoe? If they don't open on attacks, then
Extra hands never hurt.
that's a pain. That's kind of a neat combination. Using this to guaranteed find your Zoes. Neat.
Unyielding light.
Well, this should keep Zed at home at least. We want to do this.
Daylight warms the
Okay,
heart and lights
obviously gonna
the
try to meteor shower these two if our opponent lets us. Good chance they find a way to spell shield her though. At least that's definitely what they're gonna be looking for with this super cool star chart.
Get in the portal!
Oh, they didn't find it. Sure. 4-1. They could also have Bastion, but that's fine. One of their two things dies if they have a Bastion. Gonna probably try to use Spirit's Refuge on the Zed. But again, if they don't open attacks, we'll just Shield Bearer to keep it at home. And probably look to play the Yasuo after their attacks. And if they don't... And if they just pass back to us, then we'll just pass and make the spell mana. I think that's...
I'll take it from here.
I think that's the plan we're on.
Clad in shining sunlight.
They picked the wrong row.
Slightly more resource efficient to play the Yasuo though, so if they swing with just these elusives, we might just play the Yasuo.
I bear a message from... Oh, hey, what's that?
It's annoying. Not much we can do about that, huh?
Catch me if you can.
Get the drop on him.
It's a free block, so that's fine.
Back, heretic.
Get rid of that.
Protect each other!
They call us murderers as though it were an insult.
Save it for someone who'll listen.
Well, that would have been nice last round. Fortunately, did not work out that way. Let's see. We don't really have great attacks, do we?
One blade, one purpose.
Guess we'll do this. They're just gonna take the hit and see what their play is. Probably using this Sunburst on the Zed, although Spirit's Refuge against the Zed is kind of nice.
What's in here?
We swim within the flows of magic.
That's pretty nasty. I feel like I have to deal with that now. Yeah, I don't want them drawing a bunch of cards with that. They have Bastion here though.
Waters are still.
No Bastion. Okay. Feels bad killing a 3-mana thing for 6, but that River Shaper, I want them to have less
I
stuff.
call this constellation the Jump Rope!
The Jump Rope. All right. Deny, not bad in case they have something nasty. Sure. I guess we need to play Ravun then.
Warriors of the Raharaka, time is now.
We'll follow you to the edge of daybreak.
Fortunately, Yasuo's gonna eat it here.
You cannot sway me.
We're dead to
Darkness.
not too many things, I suppose.
Easy.
Get in the portal!
So now the question is Infinite Mind Splitter going to be enough? So if we don't think it's going to be enough, it might be worth getting Solari Priestess and trying to gun down a bunch of their board with things like Falling Comet, or whatever that one's called, Meteor Shower.
Wanting is strange.
But we're going to start with an attack here because none of these things can block anyway, so if they want to trade off some of the smaller things, maybe then the Infinite Mind Splitter locks down some of their other stuff.
Without a sound.
It's a Z. I think I just have to hope that they don't have more elusives. I think that's the plan we're on.
Courage masks the heart from fear.
Oh, alright. The opponent saved me from having to make a difficult decision. I was pretty sure I had to take Fallen Comet there in case they played another like big elusive threat. So that's probably what I was going to choose. But I was definitely tempted to take the Sisters because obviously I want to get my life total back up, but I feel like it probably would have been more important to survive that round because the following round we just win, I think, if we can get there. A Man of Culture. We found a Man of Culture on the board here. Gray Skies. Boom, boom, boom. Probably not great against their deck. I feel like Yasuo's actually probably not that great against their deck. Funny enough, probably just we want to get to our Leona before they do, and start racing them. Maybe like stunning their board and then like racing. Yeah.
Ours is the one.
We have like decent Daybreak plays for the next couple rounds, so I think I'm fine doing this. I'll attack because there's a good chance they just play a Solari Shield Bearer of their own.
Unyielding light, clad in shining sunlight. You cannot sway me.
Oh, deal. If they want to use a Hush just to do that, deal. I do not mind that one bit.
Devotion to battle.
Fall, heretic!
Sunward. Shining gifts from the sky.
That thing's gonna hit me for a pretty big chunk of damage, so maybe I'm supposed to play out a blocker. It's also more resource efficient.
Bless the faithful and sear the heretics.
Now we have a Faith.
Daylight everlasting.
Huh. Well, the Fey Folk kind of keeps the 5/4 at home. I have a 5/5 to still deal with, though. So maybe I'm just supposed to play this.
My faith protects me.
Piercing rays!
You cannot
Because
sway
the
me.
damage is kind of free, right? I probably just take the hit for 5. Use my life total as a bit of a resource.
Looks like I'm ready.
Especially because we have this. Another one.
Into the forest.
Don't have much to do this round, unfortunately. Didn't need a second deny. Zenith's Blade also not looking great. Yeah, that's not a big deal. Maybe with the 2 denies in hand, I'm supposed to deny one of those 2. Hopefully they pick something deniable.
Bask in her
that.
radiant blessing.
You know what? I'm actually gonna like...
Hello.
Hello. Hello.
F it. We're making some big, swole, tasty Fey folk here. I don't care. Okay. Can play this and hold up deny. Don't care about that.
Clad in shining sunlight.
Maybe I do care about that. Maybe that was the deny. I probably deny the second one, right? Nah, it's in for a penny, in for a pound. I don't think I can deny the second one.
Behold the divine power of the sun! The dawn has arrived.
Am I actually denying this solar flare? I might be denying this solar flare.
Sunlight
Nah.
blinds.
That's a Mina, whatever her name is. Raven of our own. I am so confused. What was that? I don't understand. Weren't we on the back foot? Why did our opponent feel like they needed to concede there? Alright. We're just under an hour with this deck. I think I'll do one more match at least. Probably gets us to the hour mark, and then we're gonna switch it up. Okay, one of the premier decks in the format. I'm sure this is an awful matchup for us, just on the basis of their having one of the better decks there is. Hush is good against Ez. I probably want to keep that. Solari, one of our earlier plays, probably keeping that in hand. Can also find us removal that we need. So yeah, I think we're keeping this hand.
Ours is the one true light. Devotion to battle.
Probably just banking the spell mana this turn. probably want Falling
Sunlight
Comet.
guide you, my brethren.
Obliterating an Ezreal or a... I think the main thing we're going to be probably looking down the line at obliterating is a Captain Pharaon. So if they don't open on attacks, we're definitely going to Leona.
The dawn has arrived.
Carry her light across the mountain.
The sun's splendor revealed.
God axes need victims.
Try to leave a dent.
Is this overly aggressive? We have a second Leona, so I didn't mind trading the first, but maybe this Hush is better for Ez, and I'm gonna regret this.
Beautiful face.
Actually, just gonna pass. See what they do. Because they lose a lot more mana than me if they want to pass back. Deal.
The dawn has arrived.
I think we're actually playing this. Obviously, it doesn't feel good after they've attacked, but would like to start getting more value out of our Daybreak effects. Because like this isn't a bad start to our next turn.
The sun's splendor revealed.
It's too bad we don't have a Paddle Star though. Paddle Star here would be quite nice to get at least some value off of that stun. Ooh, that's gonna be a good deny. They're really down on tempo now, so yeah, especially with a second drawn, I think we want to open on this.
Glorious light rains down.
Beautiful. So yeah.
Sun sets.
Hello.
Hello. Hello.
So that's 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13.
There's only one true light.
Follow the horizon.
Go ahead, play your Captain Pharaon. You know you want to.
Still like a yodel in uniform. Punish transgressions.
I'm sure that won't last long, but yeah, that was a solid way to end the set. Yeah, I don't know. This is just a fun mix of cards. I don't know how good it is, but it definitely felt like, you know, had a cohesive game plan. You know, the funniest thing about this deck, though, is like Yasuo is probably the worst thing about it. I feel like the main reason why you want to be in Ionia with this Targon sort of more controlling package is for access to deny, because it feels great to have this effect against things like, well, we saw it in that game against a very big thermo beam that our opponent kind of went all in with and then fell super far behind on board, but things denying people's field of rush or denying things like the name's eluding me here. Any of the SI, like, you know, control cards is great, and, you know, various other things. And of course, you know, it doesn't feel great because you're trading 4 mana for 1, but in certain key situations, denying a pack your bags also feels great. So, so yeah, not sure about the full details of this. The sunbursts felt a little clunky, like I suspected they would at the beginning of the set. I think 1 in the deck just to have access might be fine. But typically, you know, it feels like our Solari Priestess, they're pretty consistent at finding those falling comets, or at the very least, things things similar to that effect that can help us keep the board in check, like Meteor Shower, or even the Warrior in some cases. Not 100% certain on the Paddle Stars yet. I kept it at 2 because I felt like, you know, we'll see how they do. Maybe it's a card we want to go up in number. Wouldn't be surprised, though, if they're just better as another card entirely. So yeah, the only other thing I would say, like, Tasty Fae folks feel okay. I kind of wanted these in the deck over the Solari guy because his lifesteal effect is temporary, and he's also competing in the 4 slot for Yasuo, which again we've determined maybe Yasuo not the reason to be pairing Ionia with Targon necessarily, but you know, we got to give Yasuo a home somewhere, so I think for now we keep him around, right? Everything else, all the other details felt great. You know, even this number, like, I've seen some lists that have a little bit more top end, maybe like 3 infinite mind splitters, maybe even a second Mina, but I don't know if I'm not convinced I want more of these quite yet. If I were to add another like big bomb at the top end here, probably would be a 3rd infinite mind splitter, especially if we are keeping around the Yasuo, you know. But yeah, everything else felt pretty good. Would definitely play more games with this and maybe like think about the details a little bit more. But yeah, that's going to be it for those matches, and we'll move on to the next.